好，各位线上的我们 eBird 台湾的朋友们，大家好。那今天是一个非常非常特别的晚上哦。那我们我们从美国远道而来的嘉宾，就是 Ian Davies。哦，那今天他来到台湾的第二天，那我们特别举办这一场线上的一个见面会。那今天会有一些很特别的活动。那在这开始之前，我们可以看到我们这荧幕上面有我们中华鸟会的Scott，然后中间是我们 Ian，introduce you。说一开始的时候，我们会先请Scott 先简单自我介绍一下，那接下来我们就请 Ian 介绍他自己，然后就会开始我们今天的我们由这 Ian 开始介绍他今天主要的这个演讲的过程，会让我们了解到接下来我们的eBird台湾的这个网站会产生什么样一些新的变化，那有很多非常有趣的内容特别分享给大家。So first, I will let Scott introduce yourself.
Okay, okay. Hi everyone. 大家好，我就是 Scott Persner 然后我是中华民国野鸟协会的国际部主任，然后很开心可以跟大家就是一起讨论这些eBird的议题，然后现在我就是做英文。Hi everybody. My name is Scott Persner, and I'm from the Taiwan Wild Bird Federation. I'm the Director of International Affairs. And I'm very excited to be here tonight with everybody to discuss eBird and eBird Taiwan. Thank you.
Okay, your turn.
Great. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining tonight, and thank you so much, Scotts, for the invite, and to Taiwan Wild Bird Federation and TBRI. My name's Ian, and I work based at the Cornell Lab of Ornithology in Ithaca, New York, where I feel really fortunate to work on the eBird project and to be able to work with wonderful folks like all those of you watching and in this room with birds, conservation, and understanding our world better. So super excited for the opportunity to be here tonight, and excited to talk about eBird a little bit and hear your questions and thoughts and share some sneak peeks at some of the directions that are coming up in the future. So should we jump right in, or?
I will say a little bit in
Sounds
Chinese.
great.
Yeah, yeah. 那刚才艺人他有提到说，他对于这一次来到台湾的访问也是非常非常的兴奋。好，那非常，因为我们其实在线上真的见面有非常多年，那这是我们真的第一次的一个实体的在台湾的见面，机会真的非常难得。好，那接下来我们也就节省时间，我们就请这Ian开始介绍。从应该是可能快一点会是在今年年底，那慢一点的话应该是在明年初。我们的eBird 的官方的这个网站会有非常大的一个改变。那今天大家在参加这个线上活动，可以先一睹为快。Okay, so start your presentation.
Great. Yeah, so what we'll do tonight is first look at a little bit of some upcoming directions for eBird in the coming months, and then have some time for questions and answers, and both about this and anything else that you're curious about, kind of in the context of eBird.
Yeah. 那今天他介绍这个接下来我们的eBird网站的一些改变。那各位等会如果有什么问题都可以来发问。
Great. So the first thing, what we're really going to look at is kind of an upcoming redesign to some elements of eBird. The goal of which is really to kind of take the elements of eBird that are in regional portals like eBird Taiwan and make them even more prominent kind of throughout eBird. So what we're looking at here is a page that you might be familiar with, kind of the eBird homepage. But what will happen soon is rather than needing to go to ebird.org/Taiwan, you'll be able to see eBird Taiwan information every time you go to eBird whenever you're in Taiwan. So whenever you go, you'll see the eBird Taiwan information and a lot of other exciting things that we'll look at soon.
那首先第一个非常大的改变是，以往我们如果在没有登录账号的时候，那我们查询eBird就会看到这个图片上面这个样子。那其实我们看不到我们台湾的这些相关的背景在这里面，所以未来在新的一个网站的时候，它会直接抓取你所在的这个地方。那所以比如说我们现在在台湾查询的这个eBird，那马上就会看到里面会有eBird台湾，那也包括我们为我们生物多样性研究所跟这个中华鸟会的一个 logo，所以它会跟地方 产生一个更明确的连结。那这个是整个设计或改版里面非常主要的一个核心部分。Okay.
So if you go to eBird, right now, sometimes, at least for me, I might forget to go to ebird.org/Taiwan or for a region, just go to ebird.org. And so what this will do is take all that information and make it so that you see it every time you go there. So when you log in to eBird and you're just kind of on the homepage, you'll see the information that exists today with kind of your stats and information about TBRI and TWBF, and kind of how they work together to collaboratively manage eBird Taiwan. And then some new features. One of the first ones will be that you'll be able to see the Taiwan news like you can today that is authored by the eBird Taiwan team alongside the global eBird news. So there will be kind of two different news streams coming to you. In addition to that, there will be all the same stats and information that you're used to, slightly rearranged and with new user interface to hopefully make it even more easy and clean for you to navigate.
那在这个如果你登录后的一个首页，那虽然看起来并没有太大的改变啊，但是有一个地方是蛮不同，就是在我们这个地区啊，就是这个台湾这边跟群的这边，未来就会首先展示出来我们台湾这边的一些新的一些讯息跟报道。哦，那其他大概就是既有的这些功能再重新调整它的版面啊，这是在登录的首页的部分各位可以看到的一个调整。
Great. And so the next page we'll look at are the region pages. So these are in eBird if you search for Taiwan or a city or county in Taiwan, or any kind of hotspot as well. And so these pages are kind of getting some of the most exciting changes in our mind, and we're really looking forward to your thoughts on these as well. So a lot of this may look familiar if you're used to eBird with kind of, if you go to Taiwan in eBird, you'll get all the information on, all the species observed, the information on checklist, number of people who have contributed. One of the new additions will be that no matter where you are in the world, if you're looking at information for Taiwan, you will see the acknowledgement of eBird Taiwan and the teams and individuals that make that possible. So we're really excited about that. The next piece is a new tool within eBird that we're really excited about. And so I'll explain this, and then really curious to hear if this makes sense to folks and if you're excited about it like we are. So this is what we're calling eBirding this month. And so this is going to be a kind of dynamic new tool, new area of the site that updates every day and has these kind of two different components to it. One on the left here are these new species. So these are the species that have most recently been seen for the first time this month. So at the end of October, just a couple days ago, the last 3 species that had been added to Taiwan list for October 2023 were white-tailed eagle, russet sparrow, and Japanese robin. On this side is kind of the mirror image of this. These are the community targets. And these are fun because you might have used eBird targets before that show you the most likely birds that you could find that you haven't found personally. But these community targets are for everyone. So these were, at the end of October, the 3 birds most likely to be found in Taiwan in October that nobody found. Black-capped kingfisher, rufous-tailed robin, and Japanese thrush. In October 2023, these still hadn't been found. They were community targets. And so this is something that will be available for all of Taiwan, as well as any city or county or any hotspot, and updated every day to kind of give you a list of what's been new, what's arriving, what's interesting, as well as what to go look for, kind of a little target list that's really fun.
OK， 那各位可以听到Ian在这里介绍非常久，那原因就是因为这可以说是这一次改版里面等于说应该讲新功能最多，那也是他个人认为觉得最有趣的地方。那特别刚刚他有谈到说这2个地方大家可以特别注意一下。那一个是这个 eBird response 这个地方，那这边特别就是讲是以这2个地方可以看，左边这边有 new species， 那指的就是在10月这里所有我们在台湾我们的大家一起看鸟里面最新看到的这些鸟种。比如这边有 white-tailed eagle 啦、russet sparrow 山麻雀等等，就是最新最近被看到的这些鸟。那大家可以看到，那就是整个我们台湾这个地区的一个社群， 最新的一个赏鸟的动态。那另外一个你会看到右边这边是community target，意思就是我们整个社群的一个目标的一个鸟种，它就让我们知道说，在这个10月那依据过去所有的历史资料，曾经在10月这个时间10月这个时间点，过去曾经有记录过，但是我们所有人都还没有看到过的一些鸟种。那其实就让大家知道，一方面是过去的资料是如何，那二来也让大家知道，可能这个月可能还会有哪些鸟种，值得我们特别注意的一些地方。那这2个是非常重要的新工具，那也是过去所没有的一个地方。那在未来改版之后，大家可以特别注意一下。Go up， 那另外这个网页其实显示，当然各位看到这是台湾，但其实它不是只有在台湾，它事实上是各位未来不管你是在查询台湾，或者是像各县市，乃至于每一个热点它都会用这样的一个版面的形式来跟大家介绍这每一个特定的一个地区的一些特性。那比如说在现在显示的这个是eBird台湾，那当然就是会看到这个区域里面的一些相关背景资讯，那包括同样的是我们生物多样性研究所跟中华鸟会以及最新的一些讯息。那这个是在这个地方我们特别多花一点点时间跟大家介绍，那这是一个非常未来改变上面很重要的一个页面。
Right. Thank you. So further down the page, we have eBirding this month, like we looked at, and then some other kind of familiar places. So again, if you go to any region in eBird, you can see all the recent photos, which are always fun, all the recent checklists where people have been birding, what they've been seeing. And then this is another new section that we're excited about. Some of you may have made eBird trip reports in the past. And when you've done so, there's kind of the option to set that trip report to be public. You can kind of choose the privacy when you make it to something you want to share with friends, have it be just your own, or share with the public. Until now, choosing a public trip report hasn't made it appear anywhere, but we've been paving the way for this day. And so once this releases, there will be the ability to see kind of recent eBird trip reports within a region. So you can see stuff that's happened recently, as well as things that are ongoing. You'll be able to see if there are people out kind of on trips right now and either follow along or go see what's been seen, maybe kind of get you excited for a trip you could take as well.
OK， 那在同样的页面的这个下方，那可以看到最新的一个赏鸟记型。那关于赏鸟记型，我想我们很多的台湾的这个eBird的应该非常非常熟悉。那这是过去这几年大家可以说是非常期待的一个功能可是它在开发之后，它其实有不同的隐私设定。那但是我们其实在整个网站里面，在过往还没有一个地方可以让大家去呈现这样的一个部分那这一个是最新的一个赏鸟记型就是这个recent trip report 这部分那未来大家就可以看到在每个月份里面最新的一个这个赏鸟记型。那各位要记得，这个赏鸟记型是必须要在使用者他点选是完全公开的状况，它才会被看到所以各位也不用担心这个隐私的部分。Okay.
And then if you go further down the page, there will be some more kind of familiar areas, recent audio recordings, just to highlight the value of audio recordings for folks who make them. The rarities feed, kind of pieces of media for recent rarities. And then some of the stats on kind of regions and hotspots and eBirders within Taiwan who either have seen the most checklists or have the most checklists within the region, and same for species. And one of the things that is going to be different and exciting about the kind of leaderboard section of the site, as these are often called, is right now, if you go to Taiwan and you see kind of the top regions and the top eBirders, that is for all time, for all of history. And this now is going to default to showing you these stats for just this month. And so that means that if you go out and if you're active, you can get your city or county on the top of the regions, or your hotspot at the top of the hotspots, or your personal name up in the checklist leaders or the species leaders. And so as always, this is an opt-in thing. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, But if you like this kind of thing, hopefully this will then be even more tools and resources to kind of show that leaderboard side of things. And of course, all the existing all-time leaderboards will still be available by clicking through to the leaders, and you can still see this.
那接下来可以看到，同样是在这个页面呢，如果往下拉，那可以看到各式各样的一个统计的一个资讯哈，那包括整个地区，比如说整个台湾的，或是热点的以及这个个别的一个我们 eBird 的那这里面有一个非常非常大的一个调整是，未来这相关的统计在过往其实是用历年的一些资料，不过在新的一个这个页面里面，它的设定是用当月的一个资讯，那所以各位就可以看到在每个月的这里呈现出来是一个即时的动态的一个状况，那变化会比较多。那当然，各位如果想要知道累积的一个或者是历年的这样的一个资料，你还是可以点选每个部分都可以看到那都不用担心。但是透过这样的一个调整，你可以看到整个比如说以台湾来讲，就是在不同地方的一些新的一些动态。
Great. So on these region pages, there's also going to be new sections on the side of the page for navigation that really highlight some of the partner information. So again, from TBRI and TWBF, and any information about kind of what's going on in eBird Taiwan, the news content. Here will be the kind of about or resources. And then also on the side, there will be always this news panel you can go to. That again is available on the home page and the region page, but this is also here so that whenever you want, you can see the latest news.
那接下来这边就是我们地区的一个页面上的一些调整。那同样就是它刚刚大概已经秀出来主要调整的一个地方。那这个其实都可以看到，整个操作是非常视觉非常容易去了解。那未来我们eBird台湾团队也会更加的充实这边相关的一些内容，那也请各位期待。
And then kind of the last main piece to talk about that will be changing is right now, some of you may use eBird Taiwan as the portal to submit your data when you're kind of submitting your eBird checklists. And that will be something that in the future will be automatic. You won't have to kind of think about making sure you change your phone or your website to eBird Taiwan, but all data within Taiwan will automatically be tagged as a part of eBird Taiwan. So whether you're doing it on the website or on your phone, you don't need to worry about that anymore. If you travel, you don't have to worry about it. Whenever you're in Taiwan, your data will be tagged as a part of eBird Taiwan. And clicking on this will take you through to the Taiwan information page that talks about everything we just looked at.
好，那最后这一章是让大家知道有一个蛮重要的一个点那我不知道我们的使用者过去有多少人有注意到，我们在 App， 特别在 App 这个地方，如果我们选我们事实上可以选它的不同入口网。那过往其实会有一个状况是如果比如说我虽然在台湾赏鸟那我可能是选整个 eBird， 或者是我不小心按到了任何其他国家的一个入口，那这个清单会变成是标示在那个入口那会有这样的一个情形那当然新的一个非常大的调整是，大家未来根本不用再去管你的你选择的这个入口网的问题，未来只会看如果你是在台湾赏鸟送出这个鸟类清单的，那它就会自动标定成这个是eBird台湾的一个清单的一个资料那这是一个也是我觉得是一个非常好的消息让大家知道一下这样的一个调整。
Great. So those are the main changes that are kind of coming in the next couple months. So we're working on this right now, and the hope is to release it by the end of the year. We're still working through kind of two tricky last pieces. So it's either going to be the end of this year or early next year that these changes will be rolled out. And so you won't have to change anything about how you use eBird, and it will just basically be even more integrated and hopefully useful to the way that you go out, you watch birds and enjoy birds.
Yeah. 那今天各位大家看到这样的一个改变等于说真的我正如我一开始所讲是真的是一睹为快了现在那这些功能 大家期待的功能，就刚刚所说的，预计会是最快会在今年年底，那慢一点也许会在明年年初的时候，在eBird 官方这边会正式的释出，那大家可以再注意一下。
And before we jump into questions and that piece, I just wanted to say again, just it's so exciting to be here. It's been so amazing over the years to just see the incredible impact and everything that eBird Taiwan and the Taiwan birding community has done. The scale of the information you've collected, the innovation in going out and engaging all different types of audiences and really powerful, genuine, impactful data collection, research, conservation impact is inspirational, and just so excited to be able to work and learn from everybody here and to see what you continue to do. And every time you go out, every time you do an eBird checklist, take a photo, add an audio recording to your list, you are genuinely helping us all together understand our world and hopefully make it a better place for birds and for people.
那Ian 也再次强调，其实说真的，我们全世界有这么多的这些扫描者，或是我们的 eBird 的使用者，不过他也指出来，其实我们 eBird 台湾在全世界的这种各地的 eBird 里面是非常特别的一个地方。那他从他们总部的一个角度来看，我们会看到我们台湾这边特别的以我们这样的一个应该说蛮小的一个地方，然后有这么活跃的一个商览密度，收集这么大一个资料，同时利用这些资料去在很多保育上面有一些确实的作为，对他们而言都是非常鼓舞，也同时是非常具有启发性的，这是可以让我们彼此学习的一个地方所以最后也是再次强调说，其实再次感谢大家，也鼓励大家，就是每次出去的时候，我们留下了这种野外的记录录下的这些鸟音照片等等，都是不仅替我们台湾，也替全球其实留下了非常珍贵的一个记录。
Okay. Great. So yeah, I don't know if there are questions to start off with or any other pieces that you wanted to jump into.
Yeah. So first OK. 现在我们是我们的 Q&A 时间。那如果大家在有问题的话，那非常欢迎大家直接在这个我们的 Google Meet 上面用文字的方式留下你的问题。那当然在这个一个在这个 Q&A 的一个时间以外，那我们在先前也询问了我们的很多的使用者，那关于 eBird 上面他们有没有一些疑惑或者是使用上的一些问题？那我这边我可以请Scott你来帮忙吗？
我可以帮什么？
我可以把问题用中文解释，然后你用英文解释给Ian知道。
压力好大。
Okay, first I will explain the question correct, and then Scott will translate.
Yeah,
okay,
I'll do my best.
English.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Then he have something to do.
Yeah, I have a job. Okay, no problem.
First is about the app. 就是我们的在先前我们在询问我们的一些使用者的时候，他有提到一个问题，确实是我个人有时候也会觉得稍微有点困扰，就是说在现在现在的 app 如果在这种 GPS 收讯的状况不好的时候，或者是偶尔比如说他可能没有打开 app 的时候，他其实都变成他没有办法点入清单去做记录。那这个其实有时候我们在野外，在 GPS 的状况不好的时候，它就会一直在那边转。那这个确实蛮多的使用者去反映，这样的设计它背后的道理，或者是有没有可以改善的一个地方。
OK， 有。So the first question is, so there are eBird users who will go to certain places where the GPS isn't great. And so they'll go ahead and they'll do their recordings of eBird checklist, but then when they try to go ahead and upload the checklist, it just keeps on spinning because it's unable to upload the checklist. And so the question is essentially, because a lot of people might have this problem, especially here in Taiwan, because we have high mountain areas and things like this. So is there anything that eBird is working on now in order to go ahead and kind of try and fix this problem in the back?
It often happened at when you start eBird.
Yeah.
And then it will circle.
Yeah, it just keeps going round and round.
Yeah, sometimes spend quite a long time.
So at the end of the checklist or at the start of the checklist?
Start.
So you hit start checklist and it just says searching for location.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So one of the things, thanks for the question. So one of the things that can impact this sometimes can be the device as well, the model of the device. So if you are having this problem, I'm not sure where exactly the question came from, but if someone is having this problem, if they can write directly to us, the easiest way to do it is just to work out what might be happening to them. So sometimes older devices can have less accurate GPSs with what was built into there that can not perform in some areas where there is this. So it's usually it's in places, so it'll be in like canyons or gorges, or actually in the middle of cities. The skyscrapers can act as the same thing and have that same challenge. So if that is happening, there are ways, depending on what the scenario is, that we might be able to work with you to fix that for you. Because it is often a pretty individual thing. But if a bunch of people are seeing this, it would be great for us to know about it. We're not currently aware of any widespread challenges with this, but that it's usually restricted to kind of some specific devices in specific scenarios.
Yeah. Also, there are a few of our eBird that say, can they, just decide the collision by themselves, but not relies only on the GPS of the device.
I'm not sure I understand the
就是因为有些人他们可能直接想要利用就是手机的 app 来输入他们的资料，但他可能不是在野外，他也许是回到家里之后要输，但是他直接用手机，那时候他可以好像说一开始开启的时候，因为他没有打开 GPS，所以好像没办法进入清单，是这样。如果他没有开启 GPS，
So for some people, if they want to go ahead and try and like upload their checklist, if they don't actually have their GPS working at the time, then in the future they might just have a problem, because sometimes when they go to a place, they want to go ahead and record the birds that they're seeing, but they might not necessarily have their GPS on when they're doing it. And then when they go back, they want to go ahead and upload the checklist or something like that, but then they'll have some problems because they didn't have the GPS in the beginning. 大概是这样子吧。
Not really.
No.
Yeah, that's very few. I mean, there's one eBird that he say he will use his phone to turn on the app to submit the observation.
Yeah.
However, when you turn on, because at that time he didn't turn on the GPS. Yeah. So and then it's impossible to start the race.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So for that, the mandatory GPS is a conscious decision by us, and so the main reason for that is that we used to not have mandatory GPS, and although there are many people who are very they're used to maps and familiar with maps and good at using maps, that isn't everyone. And what we found was when there wasn't GPS required, we would get a lot of wildly incorrect locations, because a lot of people would have their GPS off and then just pick a random location. And so we require GPS for that to make sure there's a baseline level of data quality accuracy for the spatial location. And so if there are people who don't want to turn on GPS, what we recommend doing is using the website to enter your data, because it is required for the mobile application.
OK， 那Ian针对这个问题的回复，就是确实是因为我们前阵子有使用者有反映到关于 GPS 这个问题，那他也提到了，确实现在的 App 对于使用手机的 GPS 搜寻是一个强制性。那在为什么要这样做？是因为过去他们从这个清单的一些经验里面看到说，如果这个东西 过往是没有强制的状况底下，那很多清单会落在一些就是相当大一个范围，就不准确的一个范围了。那所以他的建议是，如果你真的不想要用这个 GPS 这样的一个手机的这个方式上传的话，那刚刚谈到那样的状况，他会比较建议说，其实你可以用电脑版的这样的一个上传来做处理也许是比较 OK 的。Okay, now we have a question from.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. Yeah. He say.
There's a small problem.
你要直接翻译？
没关系。
你翻译一下比较快。
是吗？我不相信你。Yeah. So, okay. Okay. So, they're saying that after they go ahead and have done a checklist, they want to go ahead and share it with their friends using the app if they went ahead and did the checklist together. But then they're not able to go ahead and do it using the app. So then they have to go ahead to the website in order to go ahead and share it with them. And so is there going to be some way to add that function to the app where you could just go ahead and easily do that?
Yeah, so right now you can share the checklist with your friends through the app if you add them before you submit the checklist. So basically, if you go in on that last page that it gives you the distance you traveled and duration and kind of all the species, the review page, review and submit page, it's where you choose the location at the top and everything. There's a number of observers field on that page as well. And if you make that number of observers field go more than one, then it'll pop up a little thing that says, hey, do you want to share this with anybody you were eBirding with? So if you tap on that, you can add the names, either the eBird username or the email address of the friends you were birding with right at that point. And then when you hit submit, it shares it with them right then. So you can do that within the app.
Yeah. But I think his question is after that. If he wants to add more, then he need to go to the website.
Yeah, that is correct. Right now, after you've submitted the list, there's no way to add more people from within the eBird app. That is something that at some point in the future we do want to change, but I don't have a timeline on that right now. But you're totally right.
Yeah. 那所以关于李连提到的这个问题，那他们确实也知道了，那也已经将这一个事情加在这个改版的排程里面，那只是什么时候会做还不知道，那就请大家期待咯。We have another question.
Yeah, from Chuck.
Okay. That's the Chuck's proposed one question that many people ask. Yeah, because many eBirders sometimes they have to hide their checklist for some reason, and then after a while, if he's the eBirder work very hard, he will have a lots of checklists. Sometimes it's very difficult to remember or not easy to find the checklists they have been high, a couple months ago, something like that. So if there are some tools, they will be easy for them to find the hidden checklist easier. They will be very helpful. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's a great idea. What is the main reason for hiding that? Is it sensitive species?
Yeah, most of the time.
Okay. Are the species that should be listed as sensitive species officially in eBird or not?
Not really. Most of the time is because for example some scale birds, scale bird or rare birds anyway, they spot and then they like to record them in the sex condition.
Yeah.
However, then they will attract a lot of birds to visit the sites. So then they will prefer to hide the checklist for a while.
Okay.
But somehow it's just very difficult to find that.
Just a way to find the hidden checklist. Okay, great. Yeah, thanks. That's a cool idea. That's not something that we've heard much before, but that's great to know that would be useful. So just to make sure I'm understanding, a way to find what lists you have hidden as a user.
Okay,
like
cool.
if there's a marker or something that you could possibly put, so that way you would know in the future, make it easier.
Or even it's just a tool, just
Find
find
them.
Find it.
Great.
Yeah,
Thanks for that, Chuck.
Yeah. So then after probably a few months later, they could open it. OK， 我想，我倒是很好奇的，他们过往其实没有注意到这个工具，因为这个问题，其实在据我所知，在我们台湾的eBird其实大家已经讨论很久。那我们总部这边反而是说，他们过往确实没有注意到有人有反映这样的一个状况。那他觉得这是一个非常好的一个 idea。那未来他们会考虑把这样的一个功能再加进去。好，我们还有其他问题吗？
还有，Yeah， 对，公关也有。
OK， 我看不太懂，压单固定时间后自动公开是什么
？Maybe put it on a timer so that way, when you submit it, it'll become open at a later time.
Okay.
Yeah. So the question is it possible to create something where it's like for this again, where it's like it's not available, it's hidden for a period
for a while,
but then at a certain time, like an alarm, it'll come out. Yes,
that's a cool idea.
Yeah. That's another easy tool. For example, like if the channels have been hidden for longer than 6 months. Well, should be
like
safe.
Alert.
Or just like have it'll just pop up. You don't have to think about it because you'll put it there and you'll know, and then it can be added because it's a safer time.
That's suggestions for the sensors. Yeah， 这也是一个非常好的一个建议。我想总部他们今天听到这样的一个建议之后，后续应该会考虑。
So have you heard of a situation where Chuck is saying that somebody had said to him that sometimes when he's using the eBird ID, their eBird ID to share the checklist, it doesn't work. So then they have to use an email to go ahead and share it. Have you heard of this kind of a situation before?
If you have specific examples of that, again, writing using just the help on eBird would be great to know. I would say the first thing to check is there's a setting in your eBird settings that says don't send me an email when someone shares a checklist with me. And some people have that turned on at some point and then they forget about it. And then in the future, when you try and share a checklist with them, they're like, I'm not getting the list.
Oh, no, it says that they're not able to go ahead and use the email eBird ID to go ahead and share the checklist. So they have to use an email to share it instead.
Somebody I don't have ever.
Yeah. If you have specific examples of this, like an exact eBird ID that you tried, and it didn't work, that would be great to know. And if this is Chuck asking, you can just show me this tomorrow or in 2 days or whenever we're seeing each other.
关于那个填懂王的问题，也许可能我们需要一个比较 specific 的 case， 然后比较容易了解说是什么样的状况发生。那现在线上没有其他一个问题。我们还有一个我们先前的一个使用者的一个建议的，他的suggestion from our local eBirders. He say he or she anyway. If for example like the regional portal, we have the bird list, right? That he or she preferred we could put some mark to indicate they are endemics or endemic species, especially endemics. He or she say they could be quite helpful for especially when I visit some other regional points, then I can understand very quickly capture which one is them something like because we are not very familiar with the bird. So that's another suggestion.
That's a really cool suggestion. No, like what birds are most special for that region, basically. That would be. I would love to have that one coming here and going through. Here it's a lot of them have Taiwan in the name, which helps. But the ones that don't have Taiwan in the name, it would be great to have that. No, that's a great idea. Thank you.
OK
for that suggestion.
那也非常感谢大家提出的建议，那医院也觉得这是一个好建议。那未来他们当然也会考虑看看要这个东西要怎么做。
对
，OK。那我们线上还有问题吗？
还有，
哦，yeah，
对，还有这个问题。
Okay.
Huh.
So another question is about because the iPhone and the Android phone, they have an iOS system and Android systems for app, but many users say for the iPhone, the iOS systems, they have more bugs about the app.
Yeah. There's more problems with iOS.
Okay.
And they're asking why there's more difficulties with iOS.
For iOS, so assistant, like in terms of like
like there was just more bugs
like accessibility
in the iOS version of eBird. They found that there were more bugs. When compared to Android.
Okay, it would be great to again know what specifics that you're encountering that are unexpected behaviors if you're reaching out. I think the last time I looked, I haven't looked in a month or two, but last time I looked, iOS was slightly less bugs than Android. So if you're seeing something unexpected, it would be great to know, just to know what that would be. So please just let us know. Follow up with Scott or with me.
Anyway, I could say this one very specific situation that from the iOS phones, especially when they if a user when they download the apps in the first time, and that and he set the common names for the traditional Taiwan Chinese, then usually it cannot work. So and they try we try different solutions, and we find usually we need to download another common names, any language, for example like Japanese or something, right? And then we change it to traditional Chinese. So that's
that's great to know. I at least wasn't aware of that until now. So we should follow up on that immediately and get that fixed.
Okay,
for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That's really good to know.
It's a very specific situation that happened quite a lot.
Yeah, because it should be as easy as possible for people to get started, and if you're downloading it and that, so anything like that, please just feel free to let us know. We're always doing our best to try and make things work as well as they can, but don't assume that we've heard about everything. We are always working to try to fix things, and every app version that comes out does fix bugs that we know about, but don't assume that we know about them. So in the app, you can, in the help section, do a kind of submit a bug, send us an email, and we'll take a look at that. So
OK， 那Ian真的非常感谢大家提出这么多非常实用的建议了哈。那其实他说大家也千万不要假定总部这边对于所有的问题都能够了解，因为确实有时候他们很多状况他们也不知道啊。今天确实我们大家提出了很多非常好的建议。那下一个问题是这个我们周安特别有提到的，他的question is about again is about the app. For the Android versions, this is about the auto selects the location from just in the last versions, you will select the middle of the track. Yeah, but recently you changed to the start points. and we don't know why. Of course, we prefer the middle, the midpoint, but we don't know why why the eBird Center decide to change this selection location selection.
Yeah, a lot of that was around standardization. So the Android version was middle and iOS was start. And most around the world, most of the like hotspot locations and location pins that people use are at the entrance to a location globally. And so one of the reasons was to have that match more effectively. What I can say is that on the back end, like on the database side, that center point is still able to be calculated from the track. So the track calculates that center location, but the reason why the logic was changed on Android was to have consistency across versions with that and with general global hotspot behavior. That's the reason behind it. But it sounds like what I'm hearing is it was preferred to be center here.
No.
Okay, that's really good feedback to have.
Okay. Chuck say now the Android phone is the same with the iPhones the same with Android phones about the selection the start point. Okay.
Yep.
那大家知道，就是他们有考虑到一些使用者的一些行为啦。那现在就是像我刚刚也说了，就是现在不管 iPhone 还是 Android 的手机，其实都改为是使用这个开始的这个起点。So if so, do you I mean for example for example like but myself, I will tap the central point. Yes, do it so in the views of in the opinion from the eBird Central. Do you prefer the start points or the central points?
What we've found, the most important thing is to do a track.
Okay.
And once doing a track is by far the most valuable. If you're going out and doing a checklist, the most valuable location element you can do is do a track. And once that track data is collected, then depending on the different, I think the thing, and this is the thing that we wrestle with a lot, is there's no one way that eBird data are ever used. Like they're used by birders like us every day to figure out how to go out. They're used by researchers and I mean, you know this better than I do. And all these different ways, different kinds of analyses use location data different ways. So what we've really been trying to focus on is do a track and submit a checklist that has a track associated with it. And that's the most valuable information. One of the things we're working to do in upcoming versions of the kind of data sets that we're putting out is include location information calculated based on tracks. And so those will likely use a calculation that is different from just the midpoint of the track that's calculated right now. What I would say is some of the internal analyses that we've done do a variety of have tried it several different ways. I'm not as much on the analysis side, but there are people that are looking at the best way to use track data to get the location that is most representative of where you went birding. Because that's really the goal.
Chuck raised a question about the privacy. Yeah, so could you explain a little bit about the terms of use about, because the tracks is kind of privacy behavior. Yeah. So that means because many people originally they understand they suppose that only he or she self can see the track, but if that means some others they will use this data to calculate something.
Yeah, right now we're using the track data internally for our analyses, largely just calculating the center point, not of. So I think one of the things, so right now, if you had a track and you go out and back, the midpoint as used to be calculated would actually be at the end, because that would be the middle if you did 100 points, it would be the 50th point.
Mm.
And the data that have often been most representative is actually the centroid of all of the places. So if you did a circle, it would actually be right in the middle. Or if you did kind of a half circle, it would be somewhere there. That kind of thing is being done on the kind of internal lab analyses, eBird status and trends right now, to calculate those results. So not using like these individual tracks, but just at the scale of the species. In terms of using those more broadly, that is something we will, as things develop and we're figuring out how to use these more effectively, we'll communicate those in the data set, any changes that would be made to that.
Yeah, but because let's say, my teams in the TBI, we also use the eBird data a lot
Mm-hmm.
to do lots of research. But the problem then, after the eBird Central will calculate the center point of the track. However, when we download the eBird data, but they still, the GPS coordinates still
and that's what we're looking to change. That's what we're
okay.
And so that's what we're working through right now. The first step is figuring out the optimal way to calculate the best location based on track data. So that's step one. We're still working on that, and we've trialed a couple things internally, but I wouldn't say anything that feels like this is the way to do it.
Okay.
Then after we figure that out, then it will be figuring out how to roll that out publicly, if that makes sense. But the eventual plan will be to have track or location information. So in the data download that is using track information to get you the best location, if that makes sense.
That will be a big change.
Yeah. So the hope is to have that be more effective. And the thing I would say is it's a tricky thing. It improves how things work with that good information, but the location information right now isn't broken, if that makes sense. Like what there is today works well. With the track information, it works a little bit better, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't say like because we're not using tracks now, that doesn't mean that the locations today aren't good, if that makes sense.
那前面我们花了一段时间特别讨论关于这个就是我们清单地点选择的问题啦。那我刚刚Ian也特别也花了时间解释一下。那其实他们在使用所谓 track 这个资料，基本上只是要了解说这个更精准去知道这些清单的一个位置。那所以我也紧接着问他说，那这样子像比如说我们这个生多所或者是台湾很多使用资料的这些研究者，那他们下载的资料基本上应该还是这个使用者当初上传的地点。他也特别提到一个未来可能会发生一个很重大的一个改变，就是那未来我们下载的资料，其实如果这个清单是有这个轨迹的资料，那他们也会提供这个原清单计算出来推荐的一个最适合的一个地点的一个坐标。那我想这对我们不仅是商量，也是一个资料的使用者，这个会是一个蛮重要的一个改变，所以我再多花一点时间做说明。那 Okay, so that's all.
Yeah.
So Ian, do you have something more to say?
I mean, yeah, just thanks again. I'm just really excited to I'm here for a few days, both for this and also just to meet with other people and learn more. And yeah, just really excited to learn from everyone here and all the communities in Taiwan.
You were showing me that button that helps you with the track function, that you could go ahead and raise the track. Could you explain that? I don't know if it's easy to without the.
Yeah, it's I guess yeah. I could take a pass at this, but yeah, we were talking earlier, and this happens to me all the time, where you go out birding, you start your track, and then you finish birding, and you hop on the bus or hop in the car, and you go home, and then you're like, oh wait, it's still going. and you can actually edit this really, really easily. And so it's not actually a problem. I do this every week, at least, maybe every day, but let's say every week. And what you can do is on the phone, before you submit your checklist, you can go to the map of your track. So just tap on the little map icon wherever it appears, and it will pop up that map that has your whole track on it. In the corner, there's a little edit button, one of the little pencil edit buttons. If you tap on that, you can actually just drag the end point of your track back to where you actually edited your checklist and hit save. And it'll just trim off that whole ride home or whatever it might be without the need to do anything else. And so this happened to us while we were birding today, and there was kind of a eureka moment where I showed Scott this, and it was new. So
yeah, because it looks much more impressive. And so like I didn't actually do any birding at that point.
刚那个中华那个 Scott 问的 Ian 关于这个我们轨迹修正的一个功能那个确实包括我自己也一样，都是偶尔都会发生。那这个状况大概就是说经常会发生大家开启了一个清单，然后离开你的赏鸟地点，但是你忘了把你的这个清单做一个结束，所以你会发现你回到家之后，你的清单还在继续记录，那你的轨迹当然就会一直延伸到你家。那我当然从个人隐私的角度上来讲，相信大家也不希望说大家知道你家在哪里。那但最主要是资料正确性上面，其实各位只要点开这个清单，然后到那个地图的地方在你还没有上传之前，其实你都可以看到这个清单的下面会有一条线，它会有起点跟终点。这个起点跟终点其实你都可以去移动它移动到你实际上赏鸟的一个路线，然后再按这个决定那它就会被重新修正。OK， 那这样的Scott 特别刚刚问了这个问题，那这也确实是一个蛮实用。那也许也有一些使用者可能还不太清楚那大家也如果有需要的话，可以试试看玩一下这样的一个修正的功能。OK， yeah, because I'm quite familiar with this question. Because there's a kind of function that,
it's very useful when you finally know it.
OK， 好，那现在我们时间也差不多，我们线上现在看起来也没有其他问题了，那我们时间也还蛮刚好的那我们看到我们来自香港的好朋友亚东那他也在线上跟我们参加了这一场线上的一个活动。好，那就再一次谢谢大家在今天参与了我们这一场非常非常难得，也算是历史性的这个一场线上的一个活动。那在我们结束之前，我最后再请我们的 Scott 说一句话，然后我们再请 Ian 跟大家 say 一个 goodbye， 那我们就结束我们今天的活动了。
你要我翻译吗？
现在不用。
好啊，没问题。OK， 好，感谢大家今天晚上陪我们就是讨论这个 eBird， 然后我们就是很开心都有Ian来这边跟我们一起聊天大家都好像就是很认真在听他说话，然后就是像跟他聊天讨论 eBird， 所以我觉得蛮不错的机会，然后很开心我们可以就是分享我们台湾的情况是什么用 eBird 的时候。Thank you everybody for coming today. We're very happy to be able to spend this time with Ian and share what's going on here using eBird Taiwan and also learn. I was just telling everybody that it's really great. We've had a lot of interaction and a lot of people have been very interested. So you could tell that there's a lot of users and a lot of very specific questions because of the fact that we have such an active community here in Taiwan, and we hope to keep on getting better and doing more. Can't wait until we get over 1 million checklists. We're so close. 对啊。好。
Okay. Would you like to say something?
Yeah, thanks so much, everyone. Keep up the incredible work. It's just inspiring to be here, and really look forward to meeting more people and seeing more folks over the next few days. So thanks so much to Taiwan Wild Bird Federation and Taiwan Biodiversity Research Institute for the invitation and opportunity to be here. Really excited.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay, bye everyone.
Goodbye.
And bye.